Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. If you're joining me on Facebook, thank you. Make sure that you like the page so that you get all of the updates that go on, all of the things that I put on, my reels, everything that goes along with what I do here. Really do appreciate it. I want to start off by giving a shout out to all of the SCCPSS schools who had a run in the Georgia High Schools Association state playoffs basketball teams. It really was awesome to watch all of you guys and girls put on for your city to represent yourselves accordingly. It was great to see. A special shout out goes out to Woodville Tompkins for making their run, 2A run all the way over to the Final Four. I think it was Final Four. Might have been Elite Eight. I think it was Final Four though. Shout out to Beach High School who made their run to the Final Four and what they were doing. Also want to give a shout out to Elite Eight. To the guys who made Elite Eight, Johnson High School, and also Groves High School. Special shout out goes out to Windsor Forest High School, who will be playing in the championship. And it's interesting because, I've long said that when you are great, it's just not good enough for people to tell me you're great. You need to show you're great. And I think it's fair to say, if anybody was paying attention, that Windsor Forest didn't always play up to their potential all season. But this is the beauty of sport, right? This is the beauty of sport. Because they played tough competition all year, they were battle tested. The same can be said for all of those Region 3, 3A teams like Beach, like Johnson, like Groves. Because you play against tough competition day in, day out, when you finally get to these times where you're battle tested, because you played on the road, when you get to these times when you're battle tested, like that makes a difference. That makes a difference. That tells people, hey, these guys are not going to fold under pressure. These guys are going to get it done when it matters most. These guys are going to be there. And now Windsor Forest is standing one step away from a state title. Guess what? They should be. They have the most talented team in the county this year. Will they next year? Probably not. Why? Well, let's take inventory. Beach has almost everybody coming back. I believe Groves has almost everybody coming back. Johnson will lose a guy, maybe two, but they're going to have a bunch of guys coming back. The region will be different. But we're just talking about in the city. If you guys don't think Jenkins is coming, you got another thing. They're going to be tough. Why? Because they're long, they're athletic. And almost all of their basketball team plays football. So they play physical. They'll clean up some of the stuff and they'll be right back. New Hampstead, what Coach Williams is building out there, they're not going anywhere. You think Coach DeMassi's just going to sit down and let a poor season turn into 2-3. No, he's back in the lab. I guarantee you. Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Savannah and Chatham County has some of the best basketball in the state. And if you are a basketball coach or somebody that's a basketball aficionado, you might be wise to get down here and check out some of these guys because it's legit. They're good. And when Windsor Forest wins the state title, it'll just confirm what everybody in Savannah already knows. Nobody really says it, but everybody knows it. Savannah's a basketball state. A basketball city. For as much as they love football, and I'm a football guy, I'm a football coach. I'm a basketball guy. Y'all know how it goes. I've told you about my love affair. But for as much as it goes, Savannah is a basketball city. And so now we wait until Windsor Forest gets it done. Why? Because they should. Because they should. They deserve it. They've worked hard. They've gone through the trials. They've done the ups and downs thing. And now they're here. And I just want to give a salute to all those men over there. I want to give a salute to that program over there and all of the programs in Savannah, Chatham County that are getting the job done in the city. One other thing, obviously, that happened is the combine took place over the weekend, at least the end of last weekend, and then into and through the weekend. And I have one big winner from the combine. And no, it was not Jordan Davis, even though he was fantastic. It was not all of the guys who ran the fastest times known to man and all of it. It wasn't all of those guys, although that was impressive. It wasn't the guys doing all of the on-field drills, although that was impressive. Marquise Bell from FAMU really comported himself well. If he's not gone in the first 3 to 4 rounds, there's something wrong with the draft. If Marquise Bell isn't drafted within the first 3 to 4 rounds, I believe he's, if not one of the best, if not the best, one of the best combo safeties. No disrespect to the kid from Notre Dame, but I really don't see much difference between those two. So, yeah, it was great, but I'm not talking about those guys. You know who my one winner is from the weekend? My one winner is from the combine. It is Emery Hunt. Emery Hunt, Mr. Football Game Plan himself, the czar of the playbook, who does work for CBS Sports. Emery Hunt was the all-star of all-stars this weekend. Well, this entire week. And why? Because this is a man who didn't use connections, who didn't just fall into a job, who wasn't an ex-player right off of the field in the NFL, who just landed a gig, who didn't have a dad or a brother or a cousin in the business that got them started. Emery Hunt is a guy who built himself up from the ground with a few followers and built up his following. And when there was no lane, he made a lane. When there was no lane, he made his own lane. He built up his name. He built up his following. He put in tireless hours. He relied on other people whom he trusted and gave the opportunity to let their light shine as well. He continued to build on the design. He got lucky. Got some opportunities. After he had worked hard, he got some opportunities. But when he got those opportunities, guess what he did? He smashed it. And guess what he did during this combine? He smashed it. Did he look good? Absolutely. Check. Did he sound good? Absolutely. Check. Did he just say the stuff that everybody else says? No. This man was on point, on camera every single day of the draft. He asked questions that were better than the how good does it feel to be here? Talk about what it means to be here right now. All of those questions that drive any of us like real journalists crazy because you're wasting the time of the interviewee in order for us to ask him or her real questions, like legit questions that you can't find out from just going on their Instagram or their Twitter page. If you want to know how somebody feels about the overall experience in general, just follow them on their Twitter page. Don't waste a question. And guess what? Emery didn't. He was out there asking questions that football guys ask football guys at a combine. Who knew it? Who would have thunk it? A man sitting asking another man a question about football, asked them football-related questions that were poignant and had value. And you know how I know that he was asking questions that added value? Because they played them. They played them all over the place. Every time I turned around, I saw an Emery Hunt question to a scout all over Twitter. I saw an Emery Hunt question to a scout all over any social media place that you can find. He was the winner. Period. End. So many journalists were in Indianapolis, and I can't find one thing from them. Barely even a post. What were you in Indy for? Just to hang out? Where's the product from you being in Indy? I'm sure you guys who didn't pay your own way, somebody paid for you to come. What were you there for? I know that regardless of who paid for Emery Hunt to go to Indianapolis, they got their money's worth. He was on point every single day. And guess what? If he's not on CBS's coverage, CBS Sports, or CBS's coverage of the draft, then they've made a mistake. If they don't tee him up and get him onto the regular NFL broadcast in some kind of way, then they've missed the boat. Emery Hunt is a rock star. I don't just say that because he's a really good friend of mine. I say that because I respect him in what he does for a living. Because I would love to follow in the footsteps. And by following in the footsteps, I mean don't follow footsteps. I've carved my own lane, trying to build it up and do what he does, because he showed that it can be done. And he's not finished showing. This is the American dream. It's not some of the stuff y'all try to sell us, but this is the American dream. There was no easy end for this man. I remember when he was posting videos. Up on blog sites, getting criticized and ridiculed left and right. But he kept on going. And now when people criticize and ridicule him, he goes, listen, you're following me. I don't follow you. And he's right. It's interesting, by the way, as I sit here and I see some of my kids come in, and I understand that these smiles, that they know they got to go back to work. because they haven't done anything in a week. And most of them are probably failing because there were a few assignments. I think it's interesting. It's good to see all of you guys again. And it's good to see all of you. Shout out to Emery Hunt. Shout out to all of my guys who were down at the Combine this week. Brandon Howard, Chris James, Teron Davenport. You guys did a fantastic job. Love watching y'all eat. Love watching you do your thing. But there can be only one MVP, and that is Azar. Shout out to him. And shout out to all of you guys, ladies and gentlemen. That's been Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and all that subscribing. Until next time, peace.